What's going on, everyone? It's Adam Craig with Grandstand Golf. This is our preview picks and sleepers for the Made in Himmerland European Tour golf event. Used to be the Made in Denmark, but now it's Made in Himmerland.
Yeah, it sounds like an IKEA furniture line, but
It,
no, it's a golf course. It looks like quite a nice one.
Besides the weather, it looks pretty nice. But yeah, let's talk some
Yeah,
quick hitters here. So it used to be a Challenge Tour event, 94 to 98, European Tour event since 2014. What's interesting for these next three stops, we're in the middle of three stops. It's the European Tour's US Open qualifier. So finishing position, points, all that is super important if any of these guys want to go over to play Torrey Pines here in about a month. So this is big ramifications for people's careers, possibly.
yeah. I don't know if anyone out there is getting the Phil Mickelson invite to show up, even though they don't qualify. Oh, although Phil doesn't need that himself anymore.
Maybe there's an extra one floating around. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Previous winners here, we got Bernd Wiesberger, Matt Wallace, Surrey Peters, Horsey. Good selection of Euros.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think
one thing with
sorry,
Matt Wallace is it was a different course. That's why he has an asterisk there.
the one thing I was going to say, and you'll get into that maybe right now here. That
Yeah, so
aside from 2018.
I apologize if I butchered any of these names, but Himmerland Golf and Spa Resort. Looks like there's a few courses on that complex. Looks very nice. It's near Farso. I think Farso might be the province, Denmark. It has hosted the Made in Denmark events, except for 2018, as we said. Kind of interesting. In 2015, it had the shortest par 3 in European Tour history at just 79 yards, which seems a little bit diabolical to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, it seems like one of those things. It's like a partial wedge. Like, just let me back up and take a full wedge in.
Exactly. It is right now. It's a par 71, 6,751 yards, 61 meters. So pretty short.
Yeah, I would expect low scoring based on that yardage.
Yeah. Let's look at some weather, Craig. We were kind of talking about wind just before we came on. It does look like there might be a potential wave advantage. The closest weather station on Windfinder I could find was ours, AARS. So check that out closer to the start time if you do want to look for AM, PM, or PM, AM wave advantage. But looks a little bit cold, looks a little bit rainy, looks a little bit soft.
Yeah, I mean the other thing. Well, first off, it's hard for us to do the wave advantage because the timing is so weird. But the other thing, when we do have potential delays due to rain, and you're trying to ride too heavily on the wave advantages based on wind, that's where you can sometimes get into a little bit of trouble. So I'm not necessarily making my picks just based on that this week.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Okay, one pick, one sleeper each.
Yeah, one pick, one sleeper. For European Tour, we do above 8,000 and below 8,000 on DraftKings. So one of each from each of us.
Let's do it. First one, or my only pick, Matthias Schwab, 10,500 on DraftKings. He ranks third. He's just the first guy I'm slotting in here. Bobby Max coming off the PGA Championship, might be jet lag. I'm going to Schwab next. Last 5 events, he has 4 top 11s or better. So very good form, routinely being at the top of leaderboards. Is absolutely dialed in with his irons right now. So he is at least positive 0.74 strokes gained approach per round in 5 straight tournaments. Not 5 straight rounds, 5 straight tournaments. He's 0.74 or better. So he is absolutely dialed in with his irons right now. He has played here once before in 2019 and finished 9th. So I really like where Schwab's game is at. So I like him this week.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think if I do end up spending up that high, I think he'll be there. But I don't know for sure whether or not I will, just because I don't love the lower end of the pool. So it's one of these things where you kind of have to choose, pick your battles. And so I definitely like him. It's just a matter of whether I'll get up into that price range or not.
Yeah.
And on that note, my top play here, I'm looking at Thomas Detry. Thomas Detry at 8,700. He's 15th in pricing. When you look at his strokes gained totals from Data Golf, I think we're getting a steal of a deal here. So you look at his 3 months, 6 months. He is, he's about priced appropriately for that. He's 16th, 17th in the field in strokes gained total over that time. But then when you zoom out and you look at his long-term form, he's 5th and 4th over a full year or 2 years in this field. So I think you're essentially, I'm looking at this as a buy the dip. His His form has not been great. He's coming off a missed cut at the PGA Championship, but his form is not necessarily stellar aside from that. You look at his 2020 season. So this is 6 top 10s, a single missed cut in 20 start. And then in 2021, so far we're looking at 2 top 10s, 2 missed cuts in 9 starts. So he's just not necessarily getting the same results that he has, and he's not coming in with a ton of momentum, which explains how he has been priced down so far. This is one of those ones where I'm looking at, I'll take the long-term talent, the idea that he might bounce back. You combine it with a good tournament history, 14th, 7th, and 33rd. Now, unfortunately, his best one, that 7th, was in 2018 when it was at a different course. So, but still good results at this course as well. So, I think it's a guy who, I think he can show up and play a lot of these courses. I don't think it's course specific so much as more what his form is coming in. But I just like it. I like it as a buy the dip. Usually these guys who are dipping also get low ownership because they don't have that hot momentum coming into the tournament.
Yeah. And it could be a case of like different courses, a little bit different start to 2021. Now they're kind of back in a familiar routine a little bit with familiar stops. I'm just a little bit thrown by his flow a little bit. Like it feels like he's staring right at me. I'm a little bit, I don't even know what
watch
to think,
out Adam Scott.
And Robert Rock with the no hat. Like he's rocking that look right now. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. My sleeper, under 7,500. I'm going Niklas Lemke. He's 7,100, 51st on DraftKings. I just feel like it's a little bit of a toss-up what we're going to get, but it could be the steal, I think, in DFS this week. So he had to withdraw from the Austrian Open due to the positive COVID-19 test. He hasn't played since. So it's been a little bit while since we saw him. But prior to that withdrawal, the last 6 events he played in, 6 of 6 made cuts, 5 top 14s or better. 5 of 6 times top 14 or better. I think like 3 or 4 of them at least are top 10s, like super, super high finishes. And that leads to his past 6 months via data golf. He's 4th in the field in strokes gained total at plus 0.38. So a guy we're getting at 7,100, 51st ranked, has been really a top 5 guy in the field for the past 6 months. We just don't know exactly how he's going to come out of this COVID-19 quarantine he had to do, and maybe rust or all that. But I'm willing to take the risk. I mean, it seems absurd price for a guy that's been playing so well.
Now, do you know, I know oftentimes it's hard to get this information because they don't always, it's not always available with their golf media, but do you know whether he was symptomatic or not?
His last post on Instagram was that he had no symptoms whatsoever. So he was alone in his hotel room. Looked like he was just probably frustrated he couldn't play.
Netflix and chilling.
Netflix and chilling, yeah.
No, I like it. When I was looking through data golf, his name jumped out at me, and then I went to plug him in and saw you had already plugged him in. So, no, I definitely like it. I think the stats are there. It's just a matter of really there's uncertainty as to what his form's going to be.
Totally.
My one here, I'm looking at Mikko Korhonen, 7,700. He's 27th in pricing. I just think this is another one where we're getting a really good deal. You look at his. Essentially, the worst interval he has is the last 3 months, where he's 24th in the field in strokes gained total. But then 6, 12 months, 2 years, he's 12th, 19th, 13th. So the base value you are getting, I think, is really good. He's coming into the week, despite those 3 months being 24th in strokes gained total. He's coming into the week with a lot of momentum. He was tied for 3rd at Betfred British Masters, which was his last start, and I believe was also the first leg of the U.S. Open qualifier, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he has already put up some good points, and so he's definitely going to be looking for one of those spots. But then aside from that, he's got a single missed cut in his last 7 starts. So I feel like there's a decent floor there as well. The putter's hot. He has gained strokes in 7 of his last 8 starts, and he is currently on the 2021 season. He's currently gaining almost a half stroke. So seems like the putter's in a good place. I think he's coming in with good momentum, and then I think it seems like it's long-term good value at that price.
Yeah, long-term, short-term, you kind of spelled it all out there. No matter how you look at it, it looks like he's playing well compared to where he's been priced at. So, yeah, I think it's pretty easy plug and play to me.
And then the other thing that I noticed as I started to look at European Tour putting stats, the Finns are awesome. Like whether it's Välimäki or Kalle Samuja, they're pepper in the top of the putting ranks.
A little bit more indoor time where they can spend with the putting mat, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, we get that in Canada.
We get that. Yeah. A lot of time putting on the carpet in the basement.
Exactly. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up. It really does mean a lot. Subscribe to our channel if you have not yet already. Like, or yeah, I already said like, comment. Let us know your favorite pick and favorite sleeper for the Maiden Himmerland this week on the European Tour. Thanks, everybody. Good luck.
Good luck, guys. We'll see you next time.